What is up, you guys? Thank you for joining in. I'm a little bit late to this, but I wanted to create a 26 books for 2026. I've seen this all over the place and I love it. I am currently trying to read through all the books that I have, and what I'm calling my TBR rat race is outpacing what I get through my book boxes. However, I have hit a bit of a reading slump at the very beginning of the year. My dogs needed to go outside. I unfortunately have already hit a reading slump for the beginning of the year. I was not really excited about the books that I randomly drew and have not been great about finishing TBRs that I'm making. And I think it's because everything that I'm doing is randomized rather than doing more prompt based out of a selection of books and getting a little bit more say in what I'm reading. So I'm hoping to kind of transition this around. So if you're new here, welcome in. So glad to have you. If you're returning, welcome back. You've probably seen past ones that I've done and it's already chaotic, and I'm trying to find a system that works for me. But without further ado, let's get into my 26 for 2026. So in no particular order, we have Alchemized by Senlin Yu. I got this for Christmas and I am so excited about this book in particular. You will also notice a theme that I am picking some really chunky books because I don't want to shy away from longer books just because I'm trying to get to 100 books. So Alchemized by Senlin Yu. Then we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I have had this for a while on my shelves. Obviously I got it from Book of the Month. I don't remember what year I got it because I think I just picked it as an add-on, but it's probably been about 4 years that I've been holding on to this, so I think it's time we finally get through her. And I'm trying to read more genres rather than just romance and fantasy. And trying to get through some classics. I have Of Mice and Men, which I never actually read, and I didn't realize how short this was. It is like 102, 105 pages. It is very short. I can knock this out very quick, and yet I keep putting it off because it's a classic, and I'm not a classics girl. So you may notice we have a few on my list. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I have also had this one for a very long time. I think I got this in college. Again, only a couple hundred pages, not that long. Need to finish. On the same thread, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have never read a Jane Austen book. I've had this for, man, probably 10 years. I really need to read it. This is a big list of things that I'm really excited for, and that I need to get off my shelves. I either need to love them or leave them. It's my year. Say on the I'm excited for, I've got Bookshops and Bone Dust. This is the second book or the prequel. It's in the Legends and Lattes world. It is not the second one. You know, I'm not sure which one this is. I know it's in the Legends and Lattes world. I loved that book. I thought it was so cozy, and I really want to have some good cozy fantasies on my list and not keep skipping them because I did really look forward to this whenever I bought it, but then I had so much backlog. I really just got to get to it. I have The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I've also had this one for a very long time. I have sentimental reasons. I have started this and stopped this and started this and stopped this because I did have a family member in Auschwitz, and it is so hard to emotionally separate and read about it when I immediately think of her and what she had to go through as a child. But I need to kind of face my demons, I guess, on that one. Another chunky one, When the Moon Hatched. I bought this when I was overseas and I was so excited about it. I'd heard so much about it. The next one is coming out and I gotta commit. Like I keep steering away from this because look at her. Look at that. She is 700 pages basically, and I have been scared to read it, but it's time. I really need to read it, and then I'm gonna end up loving it and the next one will be out. So good timing, you know? How to Be an Anti-Racist. As I've mentioned in my previous unboxing, I bought this because I started to listen to it on audio. Absolutely loved everything about it, and I was like, I have to have the physical version. I like want, it's so well done. I didn't even get that far in the audiobook, but I need this, and I'm so excited about it, and I need to read it while my excitement about it is going. And also, in the current time that everything is going, I think these kinds of things are really important. And also, I want to get into more nonfiction because I need to put myself in less of a bubble when I'm reading. The Lord of the Rings box set. I have never read The Lord of the Rings. I think I read The Hobbit maybe when I was in high school. Maybe. I don't remember it that much. I remember being confused by it, to be honest. And I got this around that time. This might have even been a gift, but I need to read it. And I felt like might as well make this part of my 2026 goals. I'm a little intimidated, but I am really excited. Next, we have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I will probably put this earlier in my read because the movie did already come out. And I'm undecided if I want to read the book and then watch the movie, or watch the movie and read the book, but I want to read the book first, I think. I typically always want the book first. And I'm a big book is always better, so we'll see. But I'm excited to kind of see both versions. I have The Wedding People. I have heard wonderful things about this book. I finally got it off of Book of the Month. I picked it as an add-on, which I also didn't realize it was a Lolly finalist for Book of the Month. I don't know which one I picked last year, 2 years ago. Probably God in the Woods. I'm really excited. I've heard really, really good things about it, and I am very behind in reading this. Same thing. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Again, heard really great things about it. I've also heard really great things of Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have never read one of their books, and I'm pretty sure this one's also getting an adaptation. And if this tells you anything, I got this in 2017. I'm really behind. I probably got it after that, I'm guessing. Either way, it's been years. Stephen King, Bag of Bones. This is the only Stephen King book I own. I have never read Stephen King, and I thought this has been sitting on my shelf for over 10 years, and I gotta read it. I either have to read it or scrap it. I'm sick of things sitting on my shelves that I may not love, and I need to give them a chance because I want to give all books a chance, but I'm a little nervous. The Crimson Moth. I actually got this one from Fairy Loot and picked what is the non-UK name for it? Hunter... Whatever the non-UK title is for, I cannot think of it to save my life right now. But I got it and the US version because I picked it for Book of the Month and did not realize that they were the same book. And obviously I had to keep the Fairy Loot one because it's gorgeous. And it is the Crimson Moth duology. I have book merch for this novel. I have not read it. It just keeps coming in Fairy Loot stuff, and I've heard, again, wonderful things about it. A lot of this list is I've heard wonderful things about these books, and I've just been sitting on them for who knows how long on some of them. Next, I have The Kite Runner. Again, I've had this book for a really long time. I got this back in college when I couldn't really afford books, and I had friends who worked at bookstores, and so World Book Night, you can get books for free if you couldn't otherwise afford them. And so I've been sitting on this for a very, very long time, and that's a shame. Like, I need to give it its moment. I need to give it its time to shine. And I think there's so much happening in the world that, again, I need to read more diversely for sure. That's important. I obviously had started it a couple pages in, and then I think I started moving and I forgot that what I had read. And I'm only like 10 pages in, I think. I was just so, yeah, I'm literally on page 10. I own the first one and the third one because a family member got me the wrong one when I asked for the first one. So maybe we'll purchase the second one. This will be like a little intrigue to get the second one, but I've, again, heard nothing but wonderful things. This Princess Kills Monsters. I've heard this is so fun and such a good time, and I heard that after I bought it, and the cover is gorgeous, and I'm a sucker for a pretty cover. So I love when a girl, the FMC, like takes on her own life and she's, I'm gonna save myself. The next is Violet Thistleway is not a villain anymore. I can't get out of romantasy. I do love them. I really want to read them, and I think some of them I have been really excited about and kind of ignored. This is one that I picked for book of the month and got it in an owl crate, and I am so excited to read it. I didn't follow the author on social media, and I just haven't picked it up yet, and like I think that's a shame. So this is one of them. Sun in the Morning. I got the arc of this, forgot to read it on NetGalley because life was happening at that time and I was not in this country. Things were really hard. And then I got it again in, I want to say the Afterlight box. Yeah, Afterlight. And I was like, this is perfect. I need to read it, and then I can also put my NetGalley score in. Twofer. Really need to give my reviews in for this, but I've been putting this off. It sounds absolutely wonderful. Cannot wait to read and get my thoughts. You Knew She Was Coming. Brimstone. I've already said my opinions on the cover art and how I want the old cover art if I could. But again, picking some thick ones. I am debating if I need to do a Quicksilver reread before I get to this. I probably won't. I'll probably just go blind and hope that I remember something. Because it's only been like a year since I read the other one. I read Quicksilver pretty late. Now want to read the Second Death of Locke. Whoa. Second Death of Locke. I follow a couple of booktubers who, one particularly really love this, and it's their favorite book ever, and I got it in, I think it's Illumicrate. It was one of my first Illumicrates, and I haven't read it, and I feel like if I am going to keep book boxes, I need to read the books that come in the book boxes to see if I need to keep it, to see if it's worth it. So she's on here. She's newer. So I've got some really old ones and some really new ones. And the stack is already to right here. You're going to be able to see it soon. Actually, if I put the chunkiest, most intimidating one of them all that I bought a couple years ago, and then got too afraid to read it. The Priory of the Orange Tree. Now the sequel is out. And this hunker is how many pages? Probably as... it's like 800 pages, so shorter than Alchemized, but still really long, still really intimidating. Again, I don't want to put off books because they're longer to try and reach an arbitrary number that I set for myself. It's just ridiculous. So she got on the list. I will be filling up my full TBR cart. That is what I have to choose from until it's empty in another video, and so it's gonna be on my list as things that I need to tackle. It might mean that I read much fewer books in a month, but we're gonna go for it. I think my stack is about to be visible. And for number 26 of 2026, we have We Who Will Die by Stacia Stark. I refused to get this one in my book of the month because I knew in my gut this is gonna come in another box, because every time I pick this stinking fantasy book in book of the month, I get another copy of it. It happened with Red City and then Owl Crate, and then it happened with Violet Thistleway and I got an Owl Crate, and then it would have happened with this one and then the Fairy Loot 3-book box. So this was a adult romantasy pick. I'm so excited. I've heard wonderful things, again, about all these things. We might be at the Visible Tower now. You can kind of see it. This is like, I'm sitting in a not short chair. This is like foolish, but this is like 3 feet off the ground. So we have a very tall stack of books. I'm so excited to get into this, but I will make a graphic. We'll figure it out in the end. And then hopefully in December, we'll have a little check-in, or I will do it with each of my, let me stop there. Let me know in the comments if you want just a final end of the year graphic, check, see what we made with our goals and our 26 for 2026, or you want every month we check it off as we go through our books, because I do need to also do Her Kid updates and then the new Her Kid setup. Or if you want both, if you want me to do it kind of monthly and do an end of the year, just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do either one. Really need to get on my game of logging and updating. I did my full library. We've got our 26 for 2026. We're going to have our TBR cart. I need to update a series tracker. Give you guys an update on where I stand for Herc yet and see if I can finish. And update my full digital library. So I am scanning this, why some of these are sideways. It's because they either did not have a scannable ISBN or they weren't coming up in this system because I decided to use libib. But I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm trying to remind myself I have an entire year to get through these 26 books in 2026. I read well more than that, way more than that last year. I just have to do it. Let me know if there are any of these that you really look forward to, or if there are any that you had on your list as well, and maybe we can coordinate a buddy read. I am so excited. Thank you for joining in. As always, if you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot. My goal for ideally the first 6 months, but probably the full 2026 is to get to 50 subscribers. I think we're at about 4 right now, which thank you guys so much for doing it. I've already told my husband that I want a little, like, get a cupcake or something and put a 50 in it when we finally get it and have a little celebration. If you have ideas of how we should celebrate when we get to the 50, that's also very much welcome. Please leave that in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you stayed this long. Thank you guys so much. I will see you for the next one, where we will build our TBR cart, and then hopefully we'll actually empty that card. But as always, thank you guys. Love you so much. See you next time. Bye.